When God created the world, there was no boundary, there was no border. When you have migrants, please attend to them, because we are all brothers.
I want you all to understand one thing, that Lega Nord, Lega of Salvini is not against immigration, but against the illegal immigration.
And the power of the tongue, and I say, Tommy, you record me now. Come on, Tommy.
We're going on a road trip with Elvis.
4 News, Channel 4 News, come on, get you.
We first met the Nigerian back in June. He was on one of the last charity rescue boats allowed into Italy, picked up off the Libyan coast.
I'm Elvis.
With this force of nature and his rolling sermon of hope, everywhere is a pulpit.
When God created the world, there was no boundary, there was no border. When you have migrants, please attend to them, because we are all brothers.
Another congregation, the new power brokers in a new Italy. Another Nigerian migrant, Tony. The man billed as the architect of Italy's anti-immigration policy, pulling up the drawbridge on behalf of Salvini's Lega party.
What's your message to Elvis? Different methods, different objectives.
The politician then and the preacher. 2 men entwined by Italy's political crisis over immigration. Elvis is from Benin City, Nigeria, picked up by the German charity Sea-Watch. From the moment he stepped on the boat, his ministry began.
I don't know him before, but we play every time so that he can have self-esteem, to look straight to everyone who come encounter, being kind and nice.
The reasons he left Nigeria, a complicated mix of tribal conflict and business dealings turned sour. He wants the Italians to decide whether he's a legitimate claim for asylum there or not. Unbeknownst to Elvis, though, Italy has changed. An anti-immigration coalition has just come to power.
Hi, Elvis. Good luck.
In Messina, Sicily, he was fingerprinted, then bussed to a small town about 2 hours from Milan. He's in a migrant centre run by a local cooperative who were paid by the state to accommodate him. The people who run the centre asked us not to film the building and asked us to come back in the morning. Elvis has brought along Prince, a 20-year-old barber, also from Benin City. Been in Italy for almost a year now.
Like the wine shop, coffee shop.
Just 2 of around 90,000 Nigerians alone who have arrived in Italy by sea in the last 4 years. Everyday Italian life runs parallel to these men, as if behind a glass screen.
Wow, that's nice. These guys are having fun over here.
A lot of fun.
In the forest, the young Prince confides in his older friend.
The Italian people, a lot of them are racist. Some of them are good. Some are good, but some are not good. There is no love. Why will he show love to you? Because he look at you like an African.
No, I'm an
you
African.
And
Not
look like you don't
African,
have, you are African and you don't have
anything to offer.
To him, man. Look like you don't have a dream. There's no love there.
You have everything that it takes to be great.
Everyone have his own reasons to be here. No one will come here without no reason.
After his father died, Prince ended up on the streets of Benin City, became involved with gangs. These are not straightforward refugee stories, and they're stories we've heard before. But when they tell them to each other, they somehow sound and feel different.
I even sent them 6 months in the prison.
Oh, in Libya?
Ah.
Which of the states in Libya?
Was in, I think it's Sabah. You know Sabah?
Oh, Sabah, yes. Now, I come to think of it, I passed through the same route too. How many days did you spend in the Sahara Desert?
Oh, I spent 5 months in the prison.
No, in Sahara Desert.
Sahara Desert was 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Oh my God!
The following night, about 2 hours away, Italy's anti-immigration party Lega holds its annual jamboree. This year it's different though. The party is in power with coalition partners. The migrant rescue boats have been turned away. The atmosphere fizzes with a sense of a people whose time has come.
I see more controls, I see more barriers to this kind of insecurity.
Now we are more safe.
Now we are more safe with this.
And you actually personally feel more safe now?
Yes.
We are not racist. We don't want to push people away. The resources in Italy are limited. We have to think first about our people.
The first senator of color in the history Italian Republic of color are the Nord League.
He's talking about this man. The party bills Tony Awobi as the architect of their immigration policy. He's Nigerian, like Elvis and Prince. Arrived in Italy on a student visa 40 years ago.
What's your message to that Nigerian young man? Just like you were to an extent back in the day. What's your message to Elvis?
Different methods, different objectives, different ways of coming into a country. I'm very sorry.
Same ambition and hope, though.
Apart from that, I don't know his ambition. I don't know exactly. But all depends on his ambition. All depends on what he really wants to do in this country.
He wants to work hard and he wants to bring his family over.
But things have changed in my own time.
Since you came?
Since I came here 40 years ago. When I came, I was very lucky. There were a lot of jobs. Now there are no jobs, even for the Italians. What do you do?
So you were lucky.
I'm very lucky, really. Yeah. But then, apart from that, you see, I never want any of my fellow countrymen to come to this country through that death channel.
Do you think if the Liga had been in charge, when you first migrated to Italy, you would have got in?
Look.
Sorry?
I want you to understand one thing.
You what?
I want you all to understand one thing. That Lega Nord, Lega of Salvini is not against immigration, but against the illegal immigration.
The problem with this, for years now, his party has pushed for restricting legal routes into Italy, including numbers of student visas. If Tony Awobi was applying for one today, he would, at the very least, find it considerably harder to get one. The Liga message: we want immigrants that will stick to the rules and integrate. And back at the forest, turns out that is exactly what Elvis wants too.
What are we doing to create another impressions in the life of the people here?
You don't really interview Elvis, you just listen to his sermon, which stops once for a hymn. But then a second time, when you interrupt and get a little glimpse of what he's been through.
Elvis, do you ever stop preaching?
That's why I'm still alive. The very day I stop preaching, I die.
Why do you say that? What do you mean?
Because if I remember where I'm taken from, I have much value for where I'm going to.